Great Day here once again. Today I bring you this. This is the Cybergun licensed CANiK TP-9 Elite Combat Pistol. We got this gun from a shoddy mystery box. It was a evic box of awesomeness. Not the best, but it gave me a chance to check out this gun, which I really wanted to. I was able to get some trigger time on this gun while my AAP was in the shop. If you would like to get a Cybergun CANiK TP-9 Elite Combat Pistol for yourself, you can always check out Untitled Tactical. Untitled Tactical is everything you need, whether you're starting out or building your next replica from scratch. They have rifles, pistols, snipers, LMGs, BBs, gear, a huge U selection, and so much more. Come check them out at jacktac.com or in person at 729 Walnut Street, Lebanon, PA, or at their ambush location during Airsoft walk-ons. Links are in the description below. Before we get into this review, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for the latest greatest content. Now, let's get into it. This is similar to a Glock 17 in size. This has a Glock style trigger, a 25 round green gas mag, full frame, and full slide. As you can see, the front post does have some fiber optics, but the rear sight unfortunately does not, and it's blank. However, as we look at the barrel here, we do notice that it does have salient arms trademarks, which is a common theme with EMG products. Also, you can kind of see that the barrel does have threads. They're 14mm negative, which is great if you want to attach tracers, suppressors, or even loudners. If we look towards the rear of the slide here, you can see that there is a striker indicator. As you can see on the rear of the slide, there's also a cutout for an RMR plate, which is great if you can find the RMR plate because they're not available through evic and very few real gun shops have them. Moving on from the full metal slide, we go to the polymer frame. There's an ambi slide release on both sides here. On the bottom here, you got some rail space for your lights, laser, and you got a really nice red trigger here that is grooved, so it's going to help you with some grip on the trigger. And it's just your typical Glock style trigger. On the driver's side, you do have a little bit of a big mag release compared to some other pistols, and I haven't found any issues with it during my testing, but don't be worried about dropping the mag when you have this in a holster. Moving on to the lower portion of the frame, you got some really nice Stimpling with CANiK trades, and also you got a back strap, which you could probably change out for real steel parts. On the bottom here, you got a decent, nice flared mag well, which will help you reloading in any situation. Now, what do we have on the sides of the pistol that we didn't talk about yet? That is the takedown lever. So, I'm going to drop the mag here. Kind of the same concept as a Glock, except it's a lot more user-friendly. Push these down and slide the slider right off. Now, there's one thing that I want to mention real quick, which is very special about this pistol. This is the first ever striker-fired airsoft pistol. You may see Glocks, M&P 40s, and other sorts that are hammerless, but internally they have a hammer. This does not. Now it has a legit striker fire. See that? Then reset. The striker fire system is awesome in the cold because you're getting every last drop out of your mag. And that's all that's interesting about the lower. Now your slide is a pretty typical gas-blowback slide. You got your typical recoil spring, you got your outer barrel, and then you can slide your inner barrel right out. Typical nozzle, and also a little thing for your striker indicator. You have a little wheel for your hop-up adjustment on the bottom of the hop-up. When you're loading gas into the mag, you can't really do it with the base plate on. Now what you have to do is you have to pull this little tab down here and pull the base plate off. That reveals your fill valve. I do have to say, this mag was a little leaky sometimes. I just tightened the valve and I tightened this Phillips head screw, and I'm pretty much all set. Make sure you fill your mag, and then you can just slide your base plate right back on, and you're all set. Loading this up with 0.2 gram BBs, I'm getting it about 316.6 to 332.6. Now here are my thoughts on the Cybergun licensed CANiK TP-9 Elite Combat Pistol. I do really like how it feels on my hands. That the ergonomics are great. I loved it so much, I actually went out and I got the real steel version of this pistol. It's also decent in the cold. I've used it in the cold a couple times, I've used it in the heat a couple times. It's alright. It works better than a lot of hammer-fired pistols. The mags are proprietary, so you're going to be buying Cybergun mags. The threaded barrel is nice. This does come with a orange tip. It's just easy to take a pair of pliers and basically break it right off. The glue isn't that strong. Take a pick. Basically do what you do to the Model 29, but if your state requires it, or if your field requires it, make sure you keep that orange tip on. You can slip whatever you need to over it if you have to, but it may affect tracers. The trigger guard is huge. I can fit my thumb in there and I'd be all set. But that's where my love for this pistol ends, unfortunately. For the Airsoft version at least. The biggest complaint that I have, this is a fiber optic front post. It does ship with fiber, but somehow in my MegaFit holster, I lost the fiber, that it just fell out. Luckily, I was doing another project, I ordered some fiber optics, and I was able to put some fiber in here. It's not the original fiber. The slide kind of feels like pop metal in my opinion, that I only used this about 2 or 3 times, and I'm getting a lot of holster wear on this gun. It's either the paint's really cheap or the metal's really cheap, unfortunately. Now the trigger takes some time to get used to. It's not that clean of a break. That if you can ghost ride the trigger with me, that if you don't have a mag in, you're not really going to feel a break. That you kind of do hear a break, but that's the thing hitting the knocker valve on the mag. Your pressure for your trigger comes from your knocker valve. So, with the mag in with some gas, you hold down the trigger, and it should feel like it's supposed to break here, but if you pull just a little further, it shoots. So, you gotta get used to that, unfortunately, if you're gonna be picking up this gun. So, some people may not like the pistol for that reason. Now, I did mention the hop-up wheel. I've had some issues with this pistol with the hop-up wheel. It's a little too tight or a little too touchy that I cannot adjust this that well, unlike some other pistols. I don't know if it's my pistol, I don't know if it's all of them, but just be aware that that could be a potential issue. Also, higher pressure gases like red gas, you could have some accuracy issues that I experience a lot of overhopping when I'm using red gas. So if you're going to be using those kinds of things and it's not super cold out, you might want to reconsider and just run this with green gas. Now, how do I rate the Cybergun licensed CANiK TP-9 Elite Combat Pistol? I would rate it 3 Chinese styrofoam buildings out of 5. Wow! This is a great pistol, but I would highly recommend you test shooting it before you buy it, or borrowing one from a buddy to go down to the range and just test it out and see how you like it. I still like this pistol enough to run on the field from time to time, and I hope you do too. I hope you like this video. Make sure that you tell me your opinions down below in the comments. Also make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for the latest and greatest content. And I'll see you around, guys.